All right, more D minor stuff. Now, by request, before I was just doing promotional excerpts of the book, The Rock and Blues Fiddle Jam Atoodz, which I've written and have released in the school store at Fiddle Jam Institute. Kind of proud of it. It's my second book. It's 20 bucks, by the way, if you want to get it. I did one video now of the whole level 1 of D minor Atoodz. I played every measure in a call and answer style, and I play it once, I go slowly, and you play it back at home. It's a great way to learn, I think. And now I'm going on to level 2. Again, other videos I'm going to do just excerpts of all levels in one video, but by request I'm going to do this. So you really get the feel for what's in the book. There's a whole bunch of, I think about 15 different keys that I've done, or 16, something like that, I don't remember. And the most popular keys. And I did them all in 3 levels, plus a 4th section of groove tunes, I call it. The level 1 is more beginner stuff. The level 2 is what we're going to do now. Adds in some of the blue notes to slides and in-between notes and cool stuff. And level 3 is more advanced things. And the 4th is groove tunes. They're these mini little 2-line little songs using these materials. So right now, we're in level 2. I do the whole page. It's kind of long. I'll go slow. This, as all the lessons in this book, at whatever key, in the minor ones, it adds the flatted 5th, which is called the devil's tone. You'll hear me play it a lot of times. We just did in that little intro thing. In the key of D, it's be the A flat. Now, traditionally, and technically, I've said that the D blues scale is nothing but D's, F's, G's, A's, and C's anywhere in the violin. But it's not actually the blues scale officially until you add the A flat, the flatted 5th. So it's really not much difference, but it's just this cool little in-between note. Check it out. So we have D, F, G, A, C, and then D, F, G, A, C. Anywhere in the violin. But we're going to add the A flat in. You can play it comfortably right next to your 3rd finger with the low 4 on the D string. So if you're not a reader, just following along by ear, this is cool too. Even if you are a reader and just wanted to do this by ear to develop your ear, that's cool too. Well, there's also an A flat on the E string, the low 3rd finger. Kind of sounds devilish, doesn't it? And there's an A flat down on the G string we'll be using too. Low 1. Sounds cooler already, doesn't it? Not that the first level is bad, it's just the 5 notes, but this starts getting into the cool stuff. The cool stuff the easy way is my tagline for the site. Alright, so the first measure I actually played. Rest. So you try that. So it's D, F, G, A flat. One more time. Next measure, Mi. Down. U. That's your part. Mi. A. U. Down. That's A flat. Now down the G string. Low 1. A flat. Next measure, G, D, that's G, low 1, 1, got it? Now we go up, D, low 1, A flat. And we use that right away. Slide it up to A. That's cool. Try it again, low 3. I'm going to stop there for a second. That's an important subject, sliding. You should be able to slide and slur at the same time in both directions of the bow. Even though the slide only goes upward in pitch like this, you should be able to do it with the down bow and an up bow. For some people, when they're getting used to this stuff, it's discombobulating left and right brain. They go, what? Now try and slide upwards. Most of the slides do go upwards. It's not a rule, but most of the slides do go upwards, and you should be able to do it with either direction of the bow, sliding and slurring the bow. Down. Now replace the finger, and so get used to that. Do that a million times if you got it. Here's that measure again, measure 44 on page 55. One more time. Low 3, 3. Next little subsection, the blues scale is going to run the whole thing. I'll play the whole thing. It's going to be all the way across the first position. Trying to do a little musical ending there. So I'll call it out. We'll play it with me as best you can. D, A flat, A, D, F, G, A flat, open A, low 1 F, low 3, low 3, D, A flat, C, A flat, G, A, C. That's all of it. How'd you do? Now let's get into some famous riffs. Famous blues riffs is the next section. So, that's a good one. Guitar players, saxophone players use it all the time. Starting to use that sassy flat 5. So it's A flat, A, C, A flat, A, C. Again. Some triplets in measure 50. First time I actually played with the wrong accents, didn't I? This time it's triplets. That's A flat, A, C. It's a super famous riff. We go up in the E string, similar stuff, but 16th notes. I'll go slower on that one. A flat, G, F, F, A flat, D, A flat. These are good riffs to know if you want to get into bluesy into things. Measure 52. A, down to A flat, D. Next one. Recognize that if you're a Jethro Tull fan? Sitting on a park bench. Alright, try that. D, octave, A flat. Next measure. Now let's do that again. Notice I start putting accents in if you're following along in the book. There's a little bit of a mental twister, but there it is, 54. F, D. Try the best you can. If you don't get it exactly, that's cool. 55. There's a little triplet flip in there. A flat. One more time. Then we add the second or the ninth, if you're into theory. The second note of the scale is E in the key of D. So we're adding an E. So the ninth adds a sweet sophistication to the blues. You can throw it in sometimes. B.B. King would do that. D, E, F. Next measure. Got it? A, E, F. Next one. The 1 F, C, D. Starts on E. E, F, A, E, D. So getting used to the ninth, so the second. If you're not used to theory speak, the second note is the same as the ninth. If you go up an octave from D to D, the next D is the eighth note, and one more would be the ninth. So sometimes we talk about it as the ninth, sometimes we talk about it as the second. Music Mechanics 101 course if you want to take that and learn all about that stuff. Or join us as a regular member for the monthly thing of $29.95 at this point, and you can learn all kinds of that kind of stuff. So the next subsection is adding the 6th degree of the scale, or the 13th if you get into the theory end of things. 6 and the 13 are the same in music as well. This is the note B. Santana used the 6th a lot in what's called Dorian mode, which is coming in a minute. So here's the first riff in the 6th or 13th section. This adds B down the G string. A, B, C. Next, B, C, E, use them both. Next one, A, B, C, A. Try it. Next, E, B. Interesting. That one, be careful, the low one on the F and the regular one on the B. Make sure that's in tune. One more time on measure 63. Ready, go. Next, B. That's B, A. Low one, D. Next one. That one, put all of them in there. It's A, B, F, low one, D, B, natural. These two notes, the 6th and the 9th, kind of the 13th and 9th, or the 2nd and the 6th, however you want to look at it, kind of spice things up and make it a little more sophistication to it. Can you hear it? Can you hear the flavor? And now, those notes are actually in what's called the Dorian mode. Dorian mode is the same as a blues scale, same as a minor pentatonic, with the 2nd and the 6th note added. So it's D, E, F, G, A, B. And Santana would not have a career without that scale, as one example. So, I'm going to run it. It's a 4 or 5 measure thing. I'm going to run it. It goes, as I've done before, it goes across the whole first position. If you're reading along in a book, try it with me. I'll do it a couple times. If you don't get this exactly by ear, that's fine. G, E, D, A, E, low one, low one, D, G, C. C, E, D. So it sounds like the C major scale. It is a C major scale. That's what modes are all about, but it's the center of it is going to be D. Again, if you're following along the book, measure 66. The open D ring along a little bit, a couple times, to kind of help us keep the center. Probably I should, and if I do another one of these, I'll try and have a drone track playing in the background here all the time, like an Indian raga thing. All right, double stops is the next subsection, and double stops are important. Double stops are a little more intermediate level, I'd say, when you got to tip your bow to hit 2 strings at once on purpose, not by accident. And the 2 main notes in any, as far as drone notes in any key, are the root, D in this case, and the 5th, D, E, F, G, A, D and A. Happens to be we have 2 open strings that are D and A, so it's perfect for this key. So, C. Oh, it sounds like old-time fiddling already, doesn't it? Let's try that again. Go. Got that one more time now. Next measure. You catch that? If you're by ear and get mixed up by the 2 notes at once, it's just simply on the A string with open D. Cool, huh? Next one. alternating A string after each one, going up to D string. F, G, A flat. Again. Next one. That's a cool one, huh? It's just on the D string. Notice this time I wrote it with a G sharp with an A flat. It's the same thing. Enharmonic equivalents are called officially. So let's do that again. Next one. G, A flat, A with D drones. You try. Easy enough? Next. If you can't quite hear it right, it's C, G, A flat, A, C, A flat, A with D drones. Next. I included the second note of the scale, the E in this one. We have an open E. It works. The last three have open A droning. Next measure. That's E, F, A flat, A, F. Then we have a double drone, some work. The last couple lines of this level 2 exercise. That's the coolest thing ever, I think, on the fiddle. Now, there's only 3 of those on the whole violin. Double drone A's, so it's open A with 4th finger A on the D string. Same pitch. But they sound better, or different at least. There's open A. They have a slightly different tone, don't they? And together, it's like having an electronic chorusing effect or something on it. And when you slide them in, that's that fiddle thing. So there's only 3 of those. There's double E's, double A's, double D's. Well, we're going to work with the double A's right now in this measure. Low 4, A, low 4, and slide the low 4 up to match the A. Again. Open A flat, and slide. If you see it, if you're looking at the book, I've got a double-headed note there to show this kind of thing. Notate this thing. Let's measure 80. So it starts with the double drone, D or G, then the A flat. Again, double. And I encourage you not to play them too sterilely. They don't have to be exactly in tune. If you're a classical player, you can slide them. Even that F can be slid closer to F sharp sometimes. It's all cool. Pitch is not as important in the blues and improvisation as rhythm is. We'll get into that more later. This is all about pitch, mostly this book though, and riffs. So, measure 81. D, double D's. That's A, C, 4th finger D, and double. I'm going to slide it, that's cool. Again. The next one the last line of this page starts out with it. Double drones twice. C, A, open D, C, and double drone. Measure 83. A string. 4th finger E. I admit that this drone will not be as used in the key of D, but it is the 9th, and you can do it. Be creative. E, open E, double. Again. And the last measure of this exercise. Again. Double E's. And that concludes this page. I've ran through by request. These videos are kind of long. If you're stuck with me this long, God bless you. I will be doing more of these for just the people who have bought the book in a members area. that they can access these things. So I hope that helps, and we'll talk to you soon.